Hey guys, welcome back to another journaling video. We have Sir Edmund Hedgeworth Hiss here. Still supervising. Still not happy about this weather. He's a cooler climate kind of guy. He's a jungle, so we'll see how he goes. He's not too upset. He's just trying to hide. So I might turn his happy little rock upside down. You ready? Can you do it? Can you handle it? Yeah? Okay. There we go. Good boy. Yeah. Oh, I know. Such a good boy. Are you going to come out now? While the rock is nice and properly standing? We'll see. He's moving around a bit in there, guys. Okay, so the tools we use. Well, tools Hiss and I used to include a fair bit of these color pencils. And I admit, when it comes to highlighting things, these work out really, really well. So I'll demonstrate that here in a minute. I've got a wide variety. Some I've had for years, others I've only had for about a year, and yet, like, prime example, I've had this one for a year, and it's pretty much the same length it was when I got it, and I haven't even sharpened it. I might have sharpened my highlighter style ones maybe twice, so I thought I would use colored pencils a bit more frequently than I do. But no. And by the way, you know, if you're on a really tight budget and you have UHT milk cartons, feel free to cut those and turn them into containers because they still work, man. We're still trying to figure out ways to recycle these in this area that I live in. So at least reusing them for something else is better than nothing. So it's just a thought. Another one of the tools you commonly see me use, just pencil. This one's a fuzzy tiger print. It's fun to hold on to. I just like how comfy it is. And then these arrowhead erasers. These tend to crack in the ecosystem I'm in, which is unfortunate because it's so dry here that they break. They dehydrate and break. Still good though. And you guys have seen dun, 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 my sticky notes. That's a name brand, but hey, that's what I've always called them. And I only have one color usually, but sometimes I end up with a packet that's got several colors in it, and it's not really a personal choice to get several colors. I'm quite happy with just one. That's fine by me. And I just like the color green. It's nice and gentle. I also have measuring tools. You'll see this one get used later on in another video. And I've got marked here division of 9 and division of 3. So this will be explained in more detail, its purpose, when I start talking about the fitness journal. So this is just some tape, sellotape, over a piece of ugly pink paper that I had. I wanted to divide a particular section of page by 9, and I needed them all to be the same size. So I just folded this little strip of pink paper until I had 9 segments, and then I marked with a fine liner. Actually, this is a medium liner. Those points, and just put sellotape over it when I was done. Obviously, I marked the segments in number, so that way I would know, you know, how many of these are. And then we start talking about straight edges and things like that. So my favorite kind of straight edge is a clear, or at least see-through ruler, because I've got the numbers to help me measure, and this one, as you can see, has got a bit of use because some of the numbers have come off. You get that. And so this one, I normally start measuring from here, and then I go to here. But for a straight edge, it works just fine on either side. And I'll go ahead and I'll tell you, I use these that can be seen through. Goodness, that's a good punch that I've made there. Because I can see these lines and any other fun little markings that I've put on the paper. So I know where I'm at when I'm drawing straight edges. Now, another thing is a nice good old-fashioned wooden ruler, which I haven't opened this one yet. It's been a long time since I've had one, but I do like them. And I like them because, well, you can definitely see the measurements on something like this that's kind of clear. Some people will tell you that it's a little bit more difficult to see the markings, and I can understand why, especially with a color like this, because it's dark and the markings for the numbers are dark, so fair enough. Whereas this, you've got a pale background with a dark marking. Nice and easy to see, and we've got both metric and imperial, whereas this older one here is metric only. So I like having both sets of measures because we use both sets of measures in this country because of imports and exports and stuff like that. The next thing I like, you guys have already seen me talk about clipboard, so I won't mention that too much, is highlighters. And this is not a sponsored video, okay? I just happen to like Faber-Castell because it's a good quality, and they have employed various members and various branches of my family for, oh goodness, quite a long time, in different manufacturing facilities of theirs. So it's just something that, you know, I purchased because I know the quality and I know that it's employing people that I know and care about. Oh, and the number of colors. The number of colors is also really important because here I get 6. Most packages only offer maybe 4, and in that 4 you'll get pink, orange, green, and yellow. Oftentimes you don't get the blue or the purple. So this was really cool. This is a really deep purple, and this is a really rich blue. So they're very intense. But the caps fit well, and I haven't had any trouble with these drying out, so very happy with those. And I do use a fair few pencil cases. I've got a small collection of them. They're just a fun little thing that I have. And this is just one of them. You guys have seen this one in other videos, more than likely. And inside, there's plenty of room. And we find medium liners and some fine liners. So I'll talk more about those in a minute. And bookmarks. I use a fair few bookmarks as well. And that's just basic tools. That's not like the styles of journals that I use necessarily. It's just stuff to help me do the journaling itself. Admittedly, sometimes I use stickers and things like that, but not real often. And I used to decorate my journals a lot, but I don't do that much anymore either. Again, you know, my journaling is pretty basic and just simple. Great, so the pins. This bit might take a little while. So if you don't want to know about pins, you can just move on to the next video. But I'm doing this part specifically for my Australian viewers because these brands can be found in Australia. Alright. Just organize myself a little bit. Yep, those are the same. Those are close, but not exactly. I did have a blue one. I'm not sure where that one went. Okay, that's okay. Pins go missing all the time. Alright, these here are medium liners. They are, I'll grab the black one. They are Papermate Flare Medium. They do have a UF, which stands for ultra fine. But I went for the medium because I wanted something a little bit thicker. What does that look like? Okay. So I'm just going to write the name of the brand. And the style. And the size of the tip. So you can see here, that's the size of the tip. This is the black one. So I'll set that aside. This is the same thing in this really nice, rich blue. And it is good to have different colors, and you'll see why when I show you my athletic journal. Another classic color, we'll just go ahead and grab the red. Now I did have a nice bold grass green, and I have no idea where that pen went. As I said, you know, pins, they just go missing all the time. And these, of course, are the three most classic colors that you get and use most often. But I also found, and these three here, plus that grass green one, came in one packet. And then there was this pretty sort of party set of colors. Came in a different packet. Now, yes, I do actually want to put these side by side so you can compare them. So you can see this one is a dark pink. So there is definitely a difference there. And then I'm going to throw you for another one. It's in the same warm range for color. That's the orange. And then we've got the two cool colors that came in that same packet. But you see how broad this marking is. It's really nice. It's a lot easier to read than the UF. The UF is so small. I think it was the it's the same as these. Or no, I think it was actually smaller than those. I think it was the 0.4 millimeter. But either way, I saw the number for it and I thought, goodness, I don't want that. And that is this beautiful blue. It was just gorgeous. Ugh. Just love that. But then, as I've said in some of my other videos, I'm in a blue mood these days. I don't know. Trying to stay hydrated, so I'm sorry if I'm making like weird noises with my drink. I don't mean to be. Okay. This is a different brand. It's provided by one of the local shops here. And I'm just gonna see if I can, oh, this is the only one of these I have left. And I don't know if this is the 0.4 or if this is the 0.8. But it also came in black and blue, and I can tell you the blue matched this Papermate, but you can see here the thickness because these are the same color, and you can see the difference. It's only just a little bit different, but not by much. And that's if I'm slow. You know, I'm really pressing. If you look down here, you can see if I write normal, it's a lot thinner. So you can make these write a lot more broad. Another brand that is available where I live is and this is the and just as a sample, if I really take my time, there's not much difference, but if I just write at my normal speed, you can see there's a fair bit of difference. And it's the same size tip as the red one that I showed you. So Scholar and Noteworks make the same sizes. And what I found was with, unfortunately, certain brands that are more affordable, the tip tends to go inside. So some of these things, oh, he poked his head out a little bit, guys. Hey, bud. Some of these, the tip on them, I don't know if you can see that little red thing there that's on the very, very end of the metal point. Sometimes on some of these various brands would just end up going back into that metal section, and so you wouldn't end up with anything to write with. It was very disappointing because it looked like a bargain, but it in fact was not. Now, I'm not going to say what brands those were, because it might have just been a bad run. Sometimes that happens. You get one packet, it's bad, but everything else that came out that same day might have been good. It's just part of working in a manufacturing facility. And it's part of purchasing things that are made in a mass manufacturing facility. So, again, I just don't like saying, because I don't want various companies to feel like they're being lampooned. That's just not fair. So, I'm going to show you these other ones. When you find them, this is the package they come in. It's by a brand called Brilliant Basics. Again, this is not a sponsored video. The size of the tip here is 0.4. So it's actually smaller than everybody else you've seen so far. Now, I bought 2 boxes of these because they just looked so awesome on the shelves, and I'm so glad I did because they are just so cool. So I'm just gonna write the color name and then what it's supposed to be. Now, as you can see, even though I was writing at my usual speed, it still came out kind of the same thickness as the medium points, even though it's a 0.4 And so I'm just thinking I'll double check and make sure that I'm not having a brain fart here. I think 0.8 is supposed to be smaller than 0.4. I'll just double check that with someone who's more accustomed to this measurement system. But this is the pink one. That's the peach. They probably want me to think of it as orange. The unfortunate yellow, which no one can really see. The green. So you can see, you know, how the color compares to the outside of the pen. Some of them are almost identical, but as you can see with the green, it's not exactly the same color. The blue is practically identical to the color of the outside of the pen. This is their light purple. This is their dark purple. So wonderful to write with, by the way. This is their dark blue. This is their black. And here is the red. And if we want a comparison, for example, we'll just go back up here and I will write very slowly and very controlled, and now I'm just going to write. So not much difference. Again, you know, you can make a finer line with it, or you can make a thicker line depending on how long you hold on there. We're going to do the same thing with the black, so we get, you know, a really good sense for what it's going to do. We didn't get a blue one in either of these, so we're just going to compare. Yeah, not really that different. But I'm going to do something I haven't done yet, which is I am going to write very slowly and very pointedly with this one. And there you can see it was much thicker than before. So there you go. Why not? There's a wrinkle underneath there. That's when my paper is doing weird stuff. Now with these, there's definitely a broader felt tip there. I don't know if you can tell, there's a little plastic thing here. And then from there on is the ink, is the tip that actually writes. And we'll do the same thing with the red. Yeah. Yeah, these are definitely a larger point. But I can't really tell much difference between all the rest of these. So, you know, if you're looking for good variety, my Aussie friends, variety is out there. Have fun, enjoy throwing some color into your writing, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.